We're going to be using this text-to-image character builder, and the main part is when you download it below the video, the zip file, you'll see the HTML file. It's called the AI character builder.html. This is what works. So if you have your browser open, you can see I have it here. So I have my Higgsfield text to image is what I use a lot. If I already have that open, I can actually go up to here, and when I double click this HTML file, it'll open right here. Then I can, start doing my settings here. This is basically how to load it. And like I said, it works. I've been using it on a lot of these images here through Higgsfield, except the banana boat. Hi, I got this text to image character builder. This is for your basic text to image applications or online services offers this. Everybody's pretty much familiar with this. Clear this out here. This one is actually designed for women. You can alter the script for this, and I'll give you an example how to do that real quick. But let me kind of explain what this is and how it works. Really simple. You can download it. It's free, and works for like all kinds of online applications. I use Higgsfield to do my text image. Okay, and basically when you're doing character builder, you got to have certain things. Like I'll highlight and drag over these so you can kind of see. One here is facial expressions. Of course, when you're dealing with a person, you want facial expressions, and some of these basic things like poses and clothing. Okay, so with that said, really straightforward. So when I open, this is what you're going to get below the video. There'll be a zip file. It's in the description. Okay, make sure you look below the video. Alright, once you get it extracted, you'll see something like this. It's going to have all these text files right here. Each one of them has 100 per descriptions, okay? And what I mean by that is, if we open this up, you see we have facial expression, poses. We got up to 8 categories. So basically these are 100 per category. Some got more than others, but I'm going to recommend this Mega Pack. It's got a lot more. The extra info, you can deal with that later and read it. So basically what you want to do is you'll just load this up, and like I said, Mega Pack's got a lot in here. And when you click in one of these boxes, it says click or type to search. Okay, you can type by number. But if we want to just look to see what we got, we'll just click in the box and it'll pop open. And they are listed in alphabetic order, and they do have numbers. So if you just want to drag and just kind of browse around and see what you got, you can see this has got more than 100 descriptions. Now let's just say I didn't want to select nothing, I just wanted to look through there. I'd move my cursor over to the left and click. Alright, it didn't put nothing in the box. If I wanted it, since we're doing with facial expression, we can click in here, and I want to find out, maybe I want to look for something that has her smiling. I would just type in S-M-I. It will start picking up as you're going until you finish it. I didn't have to completely spell it out, but you can see most of these right here, they all have her smile or smiling. Okay, it narrows it down. So you can select here, and you can see it's indicated with a number. You can search by number too. And then there's the red X to remove it. So we'll select here, remove it. And then, like I said, you can narrow down the searches. So let's go ahead and I'll just remove that. So I removed all the text. I highlighted and deleted it. And we got something like that. And then we're going to see, as you can see here, it put it down here. This is going to be getting ready to be copied to the clipboard. Well, that's why we have this copy button over here on the right. This area is not going to let you edit. So basically you would type the word, what you're trying to give the description of facial. So you would type basically a woman, then it would say facial expression and so on. And you can go down the list and pick whatever you want. Then you get something like that. Then you can copy it to the clipboard. Also have this, what we call shuffle. When you shuffle this, you'll see we got 1 and 2 selected over here. On the facial is 1 and on the clothing is 2. If we press shuffle, it shuffles through the categories right there, through the list of numbers. So that went up to 32. I like the shuffle because I can visually see. I always like to pay attention on the clothing, okay? So basically, you know, I typically like to do a pose. I'll just do some quick. I like to do a hairstyle. Let's find a braid or something. Braided crown. Okay, since we're doing clothing, well, fabric has to do with clothing. We're going to leave that empty. Lighting, that's optional. Scenery, and you can go through the list here. And you can see it starts adding down here. Now, the only thing that you got to worry about, number 8 and number 4 can kind of clash with each other. You may not want to use them both together because you may say mini skirt up here, and when you click something, it might tell her she's wearing jeans. Mini skirt and jeans, well, she's probably going to be wearing both. So that's something you got to kind of, you'll get the hang of it, put it that way. So I don't want to select nothing, so I'll click over here. Then I would just copy this to the clipboard. Now, I had some other stuff copied, so I'll just show you what I like to do. So we'll just go ahead and we'll copy this one. What I'm doing is holding the Windows key, V key, and you can kind of see what's going on that I picked up right here. So with the make sure everything is correct. The facial expression looks correct. And usually I like to just cycle through a few of these to find out. Still paying attention on this one here. I'll find something I like. And then I'll press copy. And I'll do a couple of them. That way they're always to my clipboard. Okay. And you'll find your program. Then you can come over here. And then you can type in a woman. Then Control V, paste it. Okay. Now in Hicksville, I got a trained model. She is already a woman. So I typically do not really have to do that. All I have to do is just paste that in there. It already knows it's going to be a woman. Alright, what I like about this is on this Mega Pack, it's very aggressive. What I mean by aggressive, it's got a lot of the facial expressions are quite different. You'll see a lot of difference. Now when you load something else out, it might not be so aggressive. Now you'll probably see one. They're all it's kind of designed like a water park theme. Something you might want to see in a water park theme. Like somebody at a water slide or something like that. Might see gymnastic you see right here. And I got one that's called background. Probably don't know what that is, but what that is, just to show you, I'll open it up. I like to just name that one because it has a lot of good background to it, and that's actually a background is actually what we call a scenery. I like this one here. I like these types of backgrounds. And okay, now as you can see, I have a few selected. Now the shuffle button's got another option to it. If you hover your mouse over there, you'll see it says shuffle selected categories, or press Z and click this button. So if I hold Z down on the keyboard, it's going to turn them all on at once. So if I hold Z and click shuffle, it's going to turn them on all at one time. Now you only have to do that once they're already on. So I don't have to press Z, and I can just shuffle through these. And like I said, I always like to pay attention on the clothing. Even though that I may remove a few of these, I can still shuffle. Or you know, you can try them on. I mean, this is an experiment. So if I Z key and shuffle, turns them all on. Let go of Z key and copy it to this clipboard. And you just come over here, Control A, hit the backspace to that. Control A selects all the text, backspace to remove them, Control V. Or we can use Windows key on Windows 11 and hit the V key. And we can go through our list. That way we're automatically over here, and I don't have to go back and forth. I can do 3 at one time. Very handy. And like I said, this is free, going to be below the video. Now, before I wrap this up, I will give you a brief tutorial how to make your own if you want to. This is more than enough. You'll probably use it in your lifetime, because when you shuffle these right here at randoms, that's going to give you a lot. I mean, probably more than you'll ever use. And the chances you coming up with the same thing after all these categories are active are very slim. So let's keep an eye on. Let's go to the next step. You'll see it says facial expression and poses. So if you ever want to alter or make you a new one, it's got to have all 8 categories. Okay, else that won't work. So let's go back here and take a quick look, and we'll look at a small one right here. As you can see right here, I'm going to highlight it. If you can't see it, go full screen. This has to stay in there with the character at the end. Then you can see how I had it put in here. These do not have to be in alphabetically order. The program will do that. So when I scroll down, remember the next one was poses. So here's poses right here. But also notice it does have a space in between. Keep the space in there, and when you move down the list, it'll be to the next one, and there'll be, you know, another space here. Very simple to understand, and you can create your own. So as you can see right here. So I was going to say this pretty much wraps it up. You can use Higgsfield, Design, Invoke, pretty much Automatic 1111. I think there's one called WebForge, Focus. They all should work with it. Even though that you may not be accustomed about how this is worded, but it does work by using these type of text right here. Even though it says facial expression, angry shout, and then it switches to the word poses. It recognizes what you're trying to do, and they seem to work very well. So anyway, I hope you like it. I spent quite a bit of time making this, and I think this is probably one of my better ones, and I'm kind of happy with it. I don't see any kind of problems with it. I'm using Firefox, and I hope you enjoy it.